This video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN.
Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you've ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every mother and father, every young couple in love, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life.
So a cool video from Billy C. I will link his website below. Go show him some love. Those words were actually from a book by Carl Sagan titled A Pale Blue Dot. Now, there is one line I don't agree with about there not being a hint of any help from elsewhere, but it was still an inspiring video. With that, welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Happy Thursday to all of you, and a quick shout out to my newest patrons, Frank Y and Juliana W. Thank you for choosing to support the channel. Before we move on, we have to talk about this. Bongo Brandy and everybody else that commented, thank you for the entertaining comments yesterday. I pronounced it Koenigsegg, but let's hear it from the man himself.
Koenigsegg.
There were about 5 to 10 different pronunciations recommended in the comments, so in the future I'm just gonna try to mimic how Christian himself says it. And real quick, with regard to this bot situation, I apologize for this. It's super annoying and frustrating. I have been doing some research. I think I may have found a solution, changing some settings in the back end of my Creator Studio, so it might take a few days to go into effect, but my fingers are crossed, and if that doesn't work, I will keep looking for solutions, so please be patient with me on this one. I hope I don't have to tell you, but this is obviously not me. A cool new feature potentially coming. Zach asks, can we get the air suspension in the S and X to automatically raise quickly if the car detects a dip in the road ahead and then remember the location for next time? Would be an awesome feature. Elon says, yeah. Next question, can we get the air suspension on the 3 and Y? Here we have a kid's first EV shared by Tesla Silicon Valley Club. This video was too awesome not to share. Every time I watch it, I have a smile and a laugh. You gotta love it. Tesla has filed for a new trademark for both the Tesla T and the word Tesla logo. What does this cover? Well, microphones, headphones, earphones, digital audio players, sound transmitting apparatus, audio speakers, subwoofers, ear pads for headphones, audio interface, audio equalizer apparatus, horns for loudspeaker, and megaphones. Before we talk about this, it's important to remind everybody just because a company files for a trademark does not mean they will ultimately use it. However, I think it's worth exploring a little bit. Let's remember what Elon said in 2019. Tesla audio engineers come from Bang & Olufsen and many other companies. They literally rock. Our system is highly programmable, so we keep improving it via OTA codec updates. Tesla has also explored other aspects of the audio space. They were considering their own streaming service at one point, but Elon kind of shut it down, saying Tesla does not really have T-Tunes, it was called. That's a joke. Green, they only apparently found something back in the software code in 2017, but it ultimately never came to fruition. It's definitely possible Tesla just wanted some trademark protection for innovations in the vehicle, the speakers, the audio system, maybe some headphones for in the vehicle. But could they explore Tesla headphones? A Tesla speaker, Tesla subwoofer for outside of the vehicle? I think it's at least possible. If so, I found a range for what just the headphone market could be worth. This report says it could reach $35 billion by 2028, as currently it sits at $22.3 billion. Remember, this is just for the headphone market. On the higher end of the spectrum, Statista had it at $50 billion for 2021 for the retail value of global headphone shipments. Now, you could ask, well, does this fit with Tesla's mission? You know, maybe not directly. However, it would promote Tesla and get more people talking and keep people in the ecosystem, all of that. And they already sell apparel, which really doesn't directly help the transition to sustainable energy. So I think it could be really cool for Tesla to take some of its audio expertise and eventually come up with some Tesla headphones, Tesla speakers, something along those lines. I would like to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Surfshark, a VPN I have used dating back to early 2020 when more of my life started running on the interwebs. Surfshark VPN encrypts your personal information anywhere you use the internet on any device, and Surfshark does not monitor, store, or track any of your online activity, giving you privacy and peace of mind. And since I know that all of you love ads, Surfshark has a clean web feature that blocks these ads, trackers, and malware, as well as phishing attempts, so you can surf the web safely. What's cool is you can also unblock websites and bypass geo restrictions, unlocking new content and streaming services from other countries. The Surfshark UI is designed really well, it's very easy to use, and Surfshark is one of the only VPNs to allow you one account on an unlimited number of devices. So, to give yourself peace of mind with your personal data, head to surfshark.deals/electrified to get 83% off and 3 extra months free. Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk to try it for yourself. Link is in the description below. A Reddit user shared evidence Tesla does factor in FSD during trade-ins, as noted by Zach Kirkhorn on the Q3 earnings call. Tesla prices in FSD. I have 2 Ys from the same month with nearly the same miles, and one has FSD while the other does not. FSD car has a $6,000 higher trade-in value to Tesla. Other sellers will not price in FSD because they do not understand the option. And sure, if you assume this owner bought FSD at $10,000, they would still be taking a $4,000 bath on the trade-in, but it's higher than zero, and it's at least worth noting. We get some anonymous sources commenting on the situation with Tesla and India. The stalemate continues. Basically what's going on, Tesla doesn't want to invest without knowing if there's a market. They can't know that without sales, and they won't have sales unless the Indian government helps them with tariffs, which India won't do unless it has a commitment on investment. This circle just continues. It just seems like the Indian government is bent on winning right now instead of coming up with a compromise where both parties can win and the future can progress. I mean, how about something as simple as a partial or temporary tariff just for a few years to give Tesla a chance to test the waters? It really just seems like the Indian government is too focused on protecting its local companies like Tata, and they are not willing to budge. I'm obviously no expert in international affairs, but this seems like a major blunder by the Indian government, if you ask me. The IIHS is going to come out with a new set of ratings for the safeguards of semi-autonomous vehicles. No, this is not rating the actual self-driving features. It is rating basically the features that monitor the driver attentiveness. Before we get into it, I think it's important to know that the IIHS is not a government entity. It's an independent third party. It's a nonprofit, basically funded all by insurance companies. So no, they can't set or implement new rules or regulations. They basically just provide data for people to then use or not use. So there will be 4 levels for rating the safeguards: good, acceptable, marginal, or poor. Vehicles with a good safeguard rating need to ensure the driver's eyes are directed at the road and their hands are either on the wheel or ready to grab it at any point. The first set of ratings will be released in 2022. IIHS President David Harkey said, "Partial automation systems may make long drives seem like less of a burden, but there's no evidence they make driving safer. In fact, the opposite may be the case if systems lack adequate safeguards. Well, my first and major issue with this is we're spending so much time on putting these safeguards in for these vehicles with semi-autonomous features, but what about the rest of the fleet of cars on the road that don't have these features, but yet the drivers can be distracted, play on their phones, put on their makeup and eat, and no one's paying any attention to those millions of cars, yet the small few that are actually progressing with autonomy, those are the ones we're gonna focus these safeguard measures for. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, let's make sure that all cars and all drivers have to be encouraged to pay attention, not just the ones that are working on being safer. The IIHS has said that none of Tesla's Autopilot, Volvo's Pilot Assist, or GM's Super Cruise meet all of the pending IIHS criteria, which would mean they would recommend changes upcoming. Again, it will only judge the systems that monitor human behaviors while driving. Yes, this could definitely make things more annoying, and how could that happen? To earn a good rating, systems should use multiple types of alerts to quickly remind the driver to look at the road and return their hands to the wheel when they've looked elsewhere or left the steering unattended for too long. Alerts might include chimes, vibrations, pulsing the brakes, or tugging on the driver's seatbelt. Systems that work effectively would perform necessary maneuvers like bringing the vehicle to a crawl or a stop if drivers failed to respond to the numerous alerts. So I get it, but at the same time, this could add other complications where if you have a vehicle behind you that's not expecting you to crawl or stop in the middle of the road because, you look away or whatever happens, that could be dangerous too. So this one's tough. I fully understand we need people to pay attention, and having safeguards in place is not necessarily a bad thing. I also think though, if you make it to the point where you have to sit like this and you can't move without hearing a ding or a chime, people are just gonna have no interest in the technology, and they're gonna say, all right, I'm gonna wait until level 4 or 5 is here and we don't have any of this technology or these safeguards for the driver monitoring. Call me when that's here. What do you guys think about all of this? A note on China's new energy vehicle purchase tax incentive, which is supposed to expire at the end of this year, is also expected to continue. China first began exempting NEVs from purchase tax in 2014, allowing consumers to save 10,000 yuan or about $1,500 relative to those buying ICE vehicles. Last year, on December 31st, an announcement was made that subsidies for NEV purchases in 2022 would be slashed by 30% from last year, 2021. It was supposed to be a gradual phase-out plan where it reduced by 10%, 20%, and 30% each year from 2020, 21, and 22. In a somewhat confusing closing statement, they say the Ministry of Finance has clarified in a separate announcement that the subsidy policy will no longer be implemented starting in 2023. To clear it up, most of the other reporting that I'm reading on this is saying that at the end of 2022, the subsidies will be gone, meaning there will be none starting in 2023. Monroe Live shared some images of a torn down Model S. They just removed the frunk, and this is what it looks like under the hood, or under the frunk, if you will. Hopefully in the next few weeks we get some actual videos. They just shared for now these 4 images. Dealer of Happiness shared a nice anecdote and a nice touch by Tesla's mobile service. Tesla is doing recall inspections while people supercharge. Good idea to speed up the recall process and minimize costs. Good experience for Tesla owners. This technician took care of 3 Model 3s in 15 minutes while he was there. Another reminder that all automakers have recalls. Here, Ford recalled 200,000 cars because brake lights can stay on. And Chansu is right, imagine if this was Tesla. Sawyer shared this image from Giga Berlin. Have a look at this artwork. This picture is so cool. Admittedly, I was not really able to find out what this is. If any of you know, please drop it in the comments below. And I thought it was also cool how this worker was just sitting there chilling, admiring the art. Today on LinkedIn, GM's president said, as I've said before, our people and manufacturing expertise will enable us to deliver an all-electric future at scale. Our first pre-production Cadillac Lyriq has rolled off the line at Spring Hill, marking a major milestone for the Lyriq program as the team prepares to ship vehicles to customers in a few months. One thing to note, he says, bringing the launch up 9 months ahead of schedule and working in parallel to convert the plant and start production. Let's hope they can pull this off without too many issues. TikTok user TFL Studios shared a quick video of some Rivian features you might not be aware of.
The key is a carabiner, and it will actually tweet when you lock it. Open the door and you'll find a built-in flashlight. Under the center console is a giant removable speaker. This is great for tailgating. Pull it out, it's fully charged because it charges up as you drive along. So you want to hide the stuff in the bed, push this button back here, and it's got an electric tonneau cover. Back here on the left side of the bed is an air compressor rated to up to 150 PSI.
Speaking of Rivian, they have launched a really cool partnership with Under Canvas. Before we jump into this charging partnership, have a look at what Under Canvas is all about. Ashley's gonna be mad that I'm telling you this, but she is definitely not a traditional camping type. She likes her amenities, but this type of camping or glamping, I think she could support.
You are accurate in that. We are glamping, which is glamorous camping, which essentially means you don't have to bring anything with you. We provide everything for you. So all you have to do is show up. We have hot showers and bathrooms in our tents, and we have complimentary s'mores that we do every night by a community bonfire. We also have outdoor games to play and morning yoga, evening yoga, all sorts of different fun things like that.
I absolutely love it. This is my type of camping.
In-tent bathroom, and we also have a wood-burning stove. And our stargazer is very unique. So you're able to lay in bed at night and just watch the stars.
And I can just imagine the fall foliage, seeing
the
that.
leaves, you're right, yes,
Or even if
absolutely.
it's raining.
The sound of rain hitting and running down, you get to watch it while you sleep or in the morning. It's absolutely amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, now I really wanna go try an Under Canvas site. But this partnership with Rivian launching a first of its kind partnership to bring the Waypoint EV charging stations to the Under Canvas camp locations. The Waypoints will be used exclusively by guests during the months of operation and will be operational for all EVs. These are level 2 chargers. In celebration of the launch from opening days on March 3rd and 10th respectively through Earth Day, the 22nd of April, guests of Under Canvas Moab and Lake Powell Grand Staircase with EVs may access complimentary charging. As you see here in this paragraph, Under Canvas is working on expanding its upscale lodging and accommodation options, which will include the following national parks. So I really hope Rivian can scale and make it through their own version of production hell, because they are targeting a really cool niche that is not being attacked by anybody else at scale, and I would love to see them succeed. That's gonna do it for today. Please take a second to like the video if you did. Don't forget to check out Surfshark VPN, linked in the description below. I would greatly appreciate it. Huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.